Are you a landlord and you're interested to know how we do the lease renewal process to make sure we're keeping on top of the fast changing rental market? Watch this video. We've had a lot of questions recently because we are in a fast changing rental market about how we're coming up with the current rents that we're seeing. What I do when I do the lease renewal process is I follow a 3-step process that we've created at Purple Cow Real Estate. The first step we do is we deep dive into your property. So we have a look at the unique characteristics, where it's located, the size of the home, the size of the land, and the age of the property as well. It'll also give me an opportunity to go through your routine inspection report and see if there's any ways that we can essentially maximize the rental value on your property as well. Step 2 is we do what we call a CMA, which stands for Comparative Market Analysis. Now what we do is we actually use CoreLogic or RP data, which all the valuers use. Now this will give us historical evidence on the rentals in the area of what they've been renting for. However, there is a bit of a downfall with this, and this is why we don't include CMAs into our lease renewals when we present them to you. And that's because it is 6 months prior evidence. Now we're trying to forecast 3 to 4 months ahead as well. So when you combine that, there might be a 10-month gap between, say, what CoreLogic says and what the current market is saying. And if we're talking, say, $750 a week property, that could essentially mean $100 difference per week. So the third step that we do here at Purple Cow Real Estate is we focus on the current market trends. So we typically have our finger on the pulse in the area of what is renting for. We will know, certain demands that we're facing as well. Seasonal time can also impact that. For example, if a tenant breaks lease during Christmas or just before Christmas in the December period, it can be very difficult to find another tenant. So we'll have to take that price into consideration and ensure that next time the lease comes up, it's outside this period. So the next lease that might be signed with a tenant might be 11 or a 13-month lease to push it outside of that Christmas period. And we also use real-time market trends as well. For example, we're currently sitting at 0.8% vacancy. To give you context, that's 1 in 120 homes that are sitting vacant at the moment. So guys, that's our 3-step process to how we do our lease renewals, which gives you all the information, the individual characteristics of your home that we look at, the previous evidence that we also go through, and the current market trends as well. So it empowers you to make the right decisions. The figures that we give you are an indicator of where we think your property sits in the current rental market. However, some landlords prefer to have the rent under the market rent for security of not losing tenants, and some landlords prefer us to push a little bit higher as well. Obviously that comes with more risk and potentially more vacancy of the property, but ultimately it's a landlord's decision. So if you want more information on how this process works, don't forget to call the team.